Welcome back, Alpha Hunters. Hope everybody's having a great and fantastic and terrific Thursday. We are finally here. We are finally about to get to earnings season. We will kick off earnings season tomorrow morning with, I guess earnings season has actually already kicked off, but as far as like some of the bigger companies, they will kick off Friday morning with some of the big banks and financial institutions. So it'll be interesting to see what they say about the dynamic that we have going on in the marketplace. We definitely that we've had since last earnings season, where we've had rising rates, rising yields, rising interest rates, and inflation not really kind of going away. Talk geopolitical stuff. So how's all that kind of going on? Especially be curious to see just they're taking a lot of different things. I'm sure some of those big banks probably will be talking about it. So tomorrow, I would expect we get a pretty good snapshot from some of the major financial companies. But as for today, let's talk about what is going on. So we had a little bit of a gap up here on the SPY, not crazy amount, about a quarter of a percent, about 0.3% there of a gap up. We rolled over. You kind of expected some sellers to come into the market. Kind of mentioned that yesterday on the live stream. Expect some selling to come in, as they saw how much we were down in the market yesterday. It didn't last. Lasted for about 45 minutes, and then we've had a nice little uptrend all, ever since, really. So the past, was that 3 hours or so? Got a nice little uptrend to it. 3.5 hours, I guess. So yeah, nice action kind of going on here on the SPY. The Qs very briefly got negative from their gap up, rolled over. They got negative, and then they bounced pretty good. About an hour ago, we did have 30-year bond auction go on, U.S. bond auction. So be curious to see kind of what yields are doing from that. So that was one reason why you saw such a strong move over the past hour. So we'll see kind of what's going on there. Qs though, really quick little jump there. As far as the IWM, a little bit more choppy, rolled over, kind of double bottom there. Nice. But yeah, a little bit more of a choppy kind of uptrend to it over the past few hours there. Everything's doing pretty good. SPY's up 0.85%. Qs are about 1.5%, doing pretty good. IWM's up about 0.9%, looking pretty good there. The DIA has rolled over. It's currently up about 0.25%. Rolled over pretty good there in the morning, but it's finally come back here over the past 30 minutes or so. All right, to be positive at least. RSP also rolled over, getting back to being positive here recently in the day. Okay. So RSP bouncing off that 50 EMA right there. Bouncing off that 50 EMA. Okay. RSP. The DIA, the Dow Jones, holding under that 50. Where are the long terms at? So we got we didn't quite get down to that 100. We're kind of just in the middle, halfway through the 50 and 100 there. Okay. Be curious to see what kind of goes on tomorrow. Honestly, I almost have no clue what can happen tomorrow. IWM. All right, so we got a pretty good gap down on the IWM. I wouldn't doubt it if we do retest a little bit higher. Kind of would make some sense. We also retested the sideways. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a tough one. IWM just been so choppy and so ugly for a while. The Qs, the surprising one on the day is the Qs, up about 1.5%. I mean, that looks really good. I mean, it kind of looks like a little bit of a double bottom here, I guess. Yeah, it's. I mean, the Qs are. I mean, today's price action looks really good, especially getting over Tuesday's high. People just don't want to give up on the tech stocks, man. They just can't quit. It's like an addiction, man. It's just an addiction. Let's see. What do we got here for the SPY? SPY, nice gap down. Yeah, nice gap down. I don't think we actually traded that low, did we? Oh yeah, actually we did, because we did trade down to yesterday's low, and that is pretty much where we bounced. All right, so SPY. It's. I'm really kind of surprised how strong the Qs are, but not surprised we're seeing a little bullish action. But I was kind of surprised how much bullish action I think we're seeing. The VIX did see an early morning spike, it looks like. Yeah, we did have a quick spike this morning as the market was selling down. And then just got crushed off there. Okay. DXY. For how much the dollar and yields moved yesterday, you expect it to be a little bit, at least a little bit of a continuation today. Got a little bit of that for right now, throwing a pretty large upper wick. Yeah, I also think that, you'll probably see dollar and yields probably just settle out here for the next couple trading sessions, maybe even a week or two. Yesterday was a very strong move. Gold, GLD, man, it looks so good. I'm going to continue higher, up 1 1/3%, looking really good. U.S. 10-year yield is currently flat. So if we go take a look at the 15-minute, or 15 minutes, fine. So you can see this morning when we got PPI, I didn't even go over PPI. Let's take a look at PPI real quick. So PPI this morning, it did come in a little high. Prior month, core PPI, at least. Core PPI, prior month came in at 2.1%. Forecast is calling for 2.3%. We got 2.4%. Why is the market up as much? Why are yields not up more? Those are relevant questions. Headline, PPI total, prior month was 1.6%. Forecast is calling for 2.2%. We got 2.1%. So I'm kind of curious on what's the difference between core and PPI, or core and headline is there. But anyways, so that's the numbers. Core was a little bit higher than expected. Headline a little bit lower than expected. Anyways, you can see we did have a pretty good drop off. We did bounce here over the past hour as we did do a treasury auction. Go to a 5-minute here. You can see we've kind of just been rolling down there on the yields. Yeah, for how much we were bullish on yields yesterday, the yields popped yesterday. Even if they do pull back a little bit, I wouldn't. I would almost expect it to happen, honestly. But we did have the auction happen in the 30-year. This is where we saw the auction happen, was in the 30-year. So this is what 30 years done today. Okay. So still have a hugely bullish candle there yesterday on yields. And let's see what the 2 years doing. 2 years down a little bit. But 2-year crushed it yesterday. But until we probably take out this candle, which we're most likely not going to just reverse and come down and take it out. Most likely we're going to at least float up, go a little bit higher, maybe roll down later on. But I think we're probably just in an uptrend. Going to continue to go in an uptrend. 10-2 inversion, bouncing a little bit. Yep, okay, that makes sense. 2 years definitely getting beat down today a little bit. Other than that, looks like it's still just basing here. There you go. HYG, another lower wick here. Kind of mentioned that yesterday. I want to see it close below this level. All these people that are buying these bonds at this level, they're still buying the bonds at these levels. I want to see it close below this low on February 13th. I want to see it close below that level. That will let you know that people, you've basically gotten all the people that want to buy below that level, that they've all been eaten away. LQD, big time breakdown yesterday. Kind of just hanging out today. Okay. What about the TLT? TLT is making its move back down to the lower end of this kind of channel here. Interesting. Let's see. I mean, you can even let me put it here. I mean, you could say we're kind of there. We're kind of there. Maybe we go a little bit lower here in the next part of the week, and maybe we start a little bit of coming back to the upper ends of the channel or something like that. So TLT has come down. Probably makes sense that it just kind of hangs out. Doesn't drop off as much going forward. What do we got? Then take a look at sector performance. All right, take a look at sector performance here. Yeah, tech. Everybody's buying into tech today. Tech is doing really well. Up 1.8% there. XLK, nice. Discretionary is up 1%. Also outperforming. Communications, XLC, also outperforming. Everything else underperforming. Real estate kind of was in line with the market. Have a nice little drop there over the past couple minutes. Industrials, materials, utilities, staples, healthcare, financials, and energies at the lower end of the day. Ooh. All right. Yeah, you can see the tech, man. Tech has just gotten bought up throughout the day. All right. So tech getting bought up throughout the day. Communications, discretionaries, industrials, real estate, financials there, materials, healthcare, staples, utilities, and energies. That's without the gap. So taking out the gap. It doesn't really look like the market gapped all that much for how much the market's moved intraday. So, yeah, there you go. That is it. Take a look at crude oil. So, crude oil. Nice drop today. I mean, outside of everybody was super bullish, has gotten really bullish on crude oil here over the past week. It still looks like you're probably looking for dip buying opportunities. Maybe down to this level around 83 if you're going to play crude. Maybe down to 83, 82, somewhere in there. Possibly looks pretty good where this previous high was. Let's see, RSP or RB gasoline. Gasoline still looks pretty good to me. So I mean, yeah, I would imagine you're probably just buying up crude oil on any kind of dips. The one that has been concerning is just heating oil, and heating oil is really dropping off today. So, man, I don't. Yeah, I would imagine gasoline probably holds crude up. Gasoline's looking pretty good. Heating oil, not so much. Wonder how nat gas is doing. NG, how's natural gas? Man, natural gas, super cheap. Jeez. So, I got nothing here. I don't really like trading commodities too much. Not really my world, I guess. Anyways, yeah, natural gas, or this is looking at UNG. I would never buy and hold this thing. The UNG, which is the natural gas fund. Always, if you're gonna trade it, but keep it really kind of more of the shorter term. I would say less than a month, maybe 2 months. But yeah, you never want to buy and hold this thing. All right, looking at some news. What's going on? Mortgage rates jumped back above 7%. Yeah, Dow falls after inflation data. Tech leads. Nasdaq higher. I think this is really just people taking the opportunity to buy tech as it hasn't really been producing all that much over the past 3-4 weeks. It's been kind of lagging over the past month or so, 2 months. And people just think they just want to be exposed to what everybody talks about, I guess, which is not a bad thing. But we still really, outside of Nvidia, haven't really seen that many companies making huge headways in the AI area. Yeah, I don't. There's not a lot going on. Two Fed officials offer reassurance about cuts in 2024. Okay, so there you go. So I forgot that was another thing that we had today was two Fed officials. We had one this morning. I forget who it was. We had one this morning. Williams talking this morning. Then we had Collins talking. I guess that was about 2 hours ago. So I guess they both said that we'll probably see cuts this year. Okay. Wow. You're making guarantees to the market, but if inflation stays higher, and it has come in higher even compared to your forecast here, especially this past time, that I mean, you're putting the market in a pretty bad spot here. Let's make a run through big techs. I don't think we've really done that over the past couple of days. So AAPL, I just saw that on the heat map. AAPL, huge bounce here. And what's really kind of interesting is yesterday was trying to make some recent lows break down. Even when we made this move down, I was we were kind of saying you don't really typically want to be bearish at this level. Not yet. Not yet. We had previous lows in these levels, so. But if let's take a look. Yeah, it's just people coming in, stepping in, buying Apple. So Apple's probably in that state now. Here over the next 2 months, it's going to have its earnings here in about a month or a little bit over a month. Let's take a look. About a month. Not quite a month. May 2nd. And then after that, in June, they're going to have their AI event or something like that. I think it's June, maybe July, but it's one of these 2 months. So Apple might be holding kind of tough until we get back past both of those, and we'll see what they're doing, right? How earnings are, and then what they're doing with AI or what they plan to do with AI. It's hard for me to imagine what Apple's going to do so radically different with AI that's not already being done. Just my perspective. That's it. And if that's the case, they're way behind. They're way behind everybody else that's doing stuff. So, just my perspective. Microsoft. I mean, this looks pretty good. Nice little base action here over the past couple of weeks. Looks really good. It's up 1.25% today. Looking really good there. Alphabet looking pretty good today. Up about 2%. It's been up about 2%. Nice. Continuing to push higher. All-time highs area. Yeah, looking pretty good. Meta basically flat. A little small doji day today. Okay. Meta, not too much kind of going on there. Amazon's up 1 2/3%. Looking pretty good there. Had its consolidation back here in March, and it's just kind of been slowly uptrending, looking pretty good. Yeah, looking pretty good. TSLA up 1.7%. I'm not gonna say this thing looks good, but oof. I still think we're probably just in a choppy side phase here. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing continues to push higher over the next month or two. Got earnings coming up here next in 2 weeks. 2 weeks on a Tuesday in a week and a half, basically. All right. So that's TSLA, and then here's Nvidia. Nvidia's bouncing today, up 3.4%. Started off the year hot, cooled off there in March. even the beginning part of April. But looking pretty good today. Let me see if this is, looks like it could be a flag. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a weekly flag pattern. Just looks like a weekly flag pattern. Back to the 10 EMA on a weekly time frame. There you go. Bounced right off of that thing this week. Tuesday afternoon. There you go. Looking pretty good. So that's NVIDIA. So a lot of these don't look too bad. Apple probably helping out the market a lot today, to say the least, because they have definitely not been helping the market very much this year. But they are definitely helping out the market today. AMD holding this line here at 165. Okay. AMD might be poised for a bounce here probably pretty soon. I mean, this thing's gonna be making a move here soon. I would imagine it probably bounces up. Just my opinion. So that's AMD. What else? What else is there? Intel. Oh, Intel's been, man, break it down. Not looking good. All right, that's Intel. We're not gonna dwell on that one. AVGO looking really good. Okay, AVGO looking pretty good. Nice bounce today. Okay. What else? Health sucks. Got some red over here. Distributors. What's going on here? So Granger Fastenal. Some of these are like tools. McKesson, Boston Scientific, BSX. I totally forgot they're publicly traded. Cisco. What's Core? Syncora? I have no idea who that is or what that is. CAH. Cardinal Health. Pool Corporation. Need a pool? Call Pool Corporation. Morgan Stanley down 4.5%. See what's going on here. We go intraday. Oh, something just happened here with Morgan Stanley. Whoa, 11 minutes. What happened? Wealth arm probed by multiple federal regulators. Wow. Okay, so they're getting investigated by some feds. It's the wealth arm probed by multiple federal regulators. Yep. Multiple news sources saying that. Wow, that stinks. So before, how were they doing? They were negative on the day when that happened. I guess when that news came out, barely. They were basically just at even. Wow. Yeah, you don't like to see those headlines, man. Regulators snooping around. You never know what they might find. Nike doing well today. Nike bouncing a little bit of a double bottom down here on Nike. Okay. Nike looking pretty good there. Netflix doing pretty well. Netflix up 1.9%. ORCL, Oracle, doing pretty good, up 1.5%. Looked at AVGO. Micron. We didn't look at Micron. Micron up 3%. I mean, a lot of things, man, just a lot of things are just hugely extended over the past couple months. Good grief, man. I mean, I get it. They've rested here a little bit over the past couple weeks, but it's like, that's, I mean, not really even that much of a rest, honestly. Lowe's red, Home Depot's red. All right, so what's going on with these guys? Lowe's breaking down. Looks like it's going to have 2 back-to-back day closes below the 50 EMA. Where's the 100? I would like, yeah, I like this. There's plenty of room here. Say take a bearish trade down to the 100. Let's see what this setup looks like. Short position, say if you got in here right now, seeing this kind of late, but I'd say put it above that high that we put in on Tuesday. So maybe down to right there. See, down to that level, that'd be, well, down to the 100. If you did to do this, it'd be down to the 100 would be, almost a 1-to-1 type of risk there. If you did it down to the 200, maybe like a 1.5-to-1 risk reward. So, and that was kind of a loose stop. You could definitely lower it, but I always like being really, really, not really, really, but a little bit looser on stops. Going bearish on anything in the stock market. I'd rather have a loose stop for my risk calculation, and then actually have a stop loss that's like half that, or some other kind of support and resistance level, because it's hard to be bearish on the market in any stock in the market, I guess. Yeah, we just dropped off so quick this morning. There's no really other good levels. I would just rather have it above Tuesday's high. Anyways, that's Lowe's. That's Home Depot. That's JD.com. How is JD.com? Are we bouncing? Ooh, are we starting to bounce out? I like JD. You know what? I'm really kind of glad I just hit JD instead of HD. This looks really good. I like this. I like how we had the little consolidation over here. We broke down. We consolidated. We bounced up into the previous consolidation range. And now we are consolidating there. I really like this look. I really, really like this look. This looks really good. I would want to be bullish here. I would, and this is more of an exposure to China, but I would rather be more exposed to China. Chinese stocks, big tech stocks especially, than I wouldn't U.S. And I've been clear on that. That's not me just making some stuff up. Speaking of, let's check out some different region. Okay, got it. Yes. Oh, get off there. Thank you. How are... So, back over here when we made this low, when we were down at these couple days right here, I think I put out a trade idea that I would rather be buying the dip down there on China. CHRW, I don't think that trade worked out, but when was that? January? Oh, so it shouldn't have been that long back. Did I not put it out there? Oh, I put out Qs versus CQs. Basically, this is like the obviously the NASDAQ, that's Qs versus the Chinese Qs, right? Pretty obvious. How's this been working? It's down a little bit, but I would rather have exposure to Chinese stocks. Pfizer. Is this Pfizer, right? Yeah. I think you'd rather be bullish at those levels. Speaking of, let's go check out Pfizer. Yeah, Pfizer's still just in this range down here. I would still just rather be bullish on Pfizer down there. Okay. So back to looking at some of these different regions around the world. So Europe, obviously, it's had a pretty good run over the past couple of months. A little bit of a flat top up here. Nice little breakdown here very recently. That's Europe. Here's the United Kingdom. Where's Germany? Here's Germany. Germany's really kind of dropped off here recently. Past couple days. Is this Japan? This is Japan. Japan's stock market has been absolutely crushing here recently. Is it Nikkei. Oh man. So, nope, it definitely is not what I'm looking for. Nope, that is definitely not what I'm looking for. I am looking for the index. There we go. So, this is what I want to show you. So, the Nikkei recently, this is the Japanese stock market, has recently made all time highs, taking out the highs that it made all the way back in late 89, late 1989. That's crazy, man. It is crazy. Ugh. And you're just hoping that the U.S. doesn't do some period like this also. Seriously. You look at this. If you look at this, I mean, doesn't that kind of just look like the U.S. stock market? Kind of does. You hope we don't go through a period like that. Well, that's about a decade and a half. I don't know, about 2 decades, right? You go from 89 all the way down to the lows in 08, 09. It's about 2 decades. About 2 decades of just a bearish trend there. And then it took a decade and a half to get back. So 2 decades down, a decade and a half back. Back up. Crazy. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to take a look at. That's Nikkei. Let's see. What else is out there? Singapore. Oh, hold on. I'm still on monthly. There we go. Indonesia. Singapore. Not exactly the most liquid stuff. Here's India. India, also a great one to be exposed to. They have a lot of growth. Population growth coming on. This is gonna be the most populated country in the world. It is expected to overtake China here in the next 5 to 10 years, somewhere. Definitely within 10 years, but I don't forget. It's gonna be here in the next few years. So, India is a great place to be exposed to. Hong Kong. I don't know what to think about Hong Kong. Used to be a great beacon of capitalism. Now it's just ran horribly by China. Anyway, Switzerland. Yeah. Oh, here's France. So, all right. Just want to look around, see what different things are kind of moving. SPY doing pretty good. Our yields have they've bottomed at least a little bit here in the near term. All right, that's all we got. Once we get to tomorrow, we get what do we get tomorrow? What is it called? Earnings. The big one's going to be J.P. Morgan. Here's a look at J.P. Morgan. So this will be the big one. Yeah, I mean, everybody will be listening to Jamie Dimon. He has a very good pulse and understanding of economics as a whole, the economy. So I think Citigroup also report. So yeah, there's a few big banks tomorrow that are reporting, and we'll see what they say. What do we got here? 30-year bond, Bostic. Okay. Earnings, nothing important today. Tomorrow we get JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, State Street, Citi, BlackRock. So BlackRock, Citi. Wells Fargo and JP Morgan are probably the four that most people are going to be paying attention to tomorrow. We also get just the normal weekly. Never mind. Or was that this morning? Was that this morning we got the jobs data? Oh, yeah, weekly jobless claims. There you go. Sentiment survey, not really a big deal. And then we got more speeches tomorrow afternoon from Fed people. So tomorrow morning might be pretty busy, especially depending on what the financial companies are kind of saying. So Outfunders, we'll be talking about earnings tomorrow. Finally get back into that season. Talking about whatever earnings can be coming up every day. Have a great rest of the day. Take care.